This is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. Today I have another exciting episode for you, and this is a very special treat. I've never before got to interview a retired pharmacist. So Fred Greenberg here has been and was a pharmacist for 48 years. He's now retired, and we're going to talk to him about being a pharmacist and health and whatnot. So let's get right into the question. So Fred, why did you originally become a pharmacist?
Well, I originally became a pharmacist because my uncle was a pharmacist. And I didn't have anything else I wanted to do or going to do, so I decided to follow him and be a pharmacist and work. I actually worked in his store for a while.
Wow. So because you were a pharmacist, I mean, literally you gave out prescriptions and consulted patients like every day, right?
Oh, yeah, every day, right.
Wow. So did you see that the drugs that you would, give to the patients that the doctor prescribed would help them with their conditions, or how did that work?
Well, yeah, I did that when I practiced most of the 48 years. That's all I knew was drugs. I didn't know anything else, and I knew drugs relieve symptoms, and so that's what we did. We gave them drugs on the prescriptions to relieve their symptoms.
I see. So if the drugs relieve their symptoms, that means they'd have to come back week after week or month after month to keep getting more drugs to relieve their symptoms. But it wouldn't really resolve the problem, is that correct?
Very rarely. Once in a while their body healed itself, but very rarely. Usually that was a lifetime thing.
Wow, so would you say then you're a legal drug pusher? Because you got people hooked on these drugs to relieve the symptoms, but it wasn't helping anything in most cases.
Yeah, definitely, that's right. We're a drug pusher.
Wow. So if you know now what you didn't know then, would you still be a pharmacist if you had to do it all over again?
Oh, no, if I knew what I knew now, I would go a different direction altogether.
Wow. So now let's find out what you know now. You know that drugs maybe aren't the solution. So what would you say is the solution to the big healthcare problem and to be healthy in life these days?
Yeah, the biggest thing to help our body heal is food. Food helps our body heal. And eating the right kind of food makes a big difference. And most people don't eat the right kind of food. So that's what I like to do, is help people find out what is right and what is good for them and go that direction.
Wow, I totally agree with you. I mean, after all, we are what we eat and absorb. So what we eat is very important. And when I go into, a Safeway or the supermarket every day, or the Super Walmart, actually last night I was buying avocados and people are just putting all these things in their carts, which I don't consider food. They're highly processed foods and not the kind of things that we need to build our bodies. So Fred, what have you learned is the right kind of food, and what is the food we should be putting in our bodies so that we can be as healthy as possible?
Well, to be as healthy as you possibly can, and to enjoy life physically and mentally, is to eat basically raw vegetables and organic vegetables. I emphasize organic. It doesn't have all the pesticides and fungicides and chemicals in it. And plus, the organic vegetables are much stronger in nutrition. For example, regular store-bought vegetable compared to organic vegetables, the organic vegetables have almost 300% more nutrition in it than store-bought vegetables. So you end up getting a lot more nutrition, and even so some people think, well, it costs more money for organic, but you actually eat less because your body is well nourished with it.
Wow, I definitely agree with you there, Fred, that organic vegetables, very important into our diets. But we could just live on all vegetables, but what else should we be eating besides the vegetables in our diets?
Well, there again, there's a lot of different things you can eat. Fruits are good, whole grains are good, beans and legumes are good. There's a lot of different things besides vegetables. But I would definitely avoid animal products as much as you can.
Right, so you want to include and maximize the amount of fruits and vegetables and have other natural grown products, beans, grains, legumes, but you definitely want to avoid the animal products. So I know that you're really into the vegetables, and one of the reasons why, or probably the primary reason why you're into vegetables, is because basically the vegetables and the dark leafy greens are more alkalinizing to your body, and I know you're really into the pH Miracle book. So what are some other ways that somebody can become more alkaline in their diet and in their lifestyle, actually? What are some lifestyle things that you could do to become more alkaline?
Well, there's a few things that make your body acid, and if you can avoid those or minimize them, it would help your body out a lot. And the biggest thing is stress. And it can be any kind of stress. It can be physical stress, exercise too much. It can be mental stress. It can be stress going down the street and a car almost hits you. It can be stress, family stress. All those things are stressors that cause your body to be acid. And you want your body to be alkaline to be healthy. So you want to try to avoid or minimize stress as much as you can. And if you are under stress and your body is acid, you want to eat even more of the good vegetables, green leafy vegetables, to get your body alkaline.
Wow, Fred, so that's great. So Fred and John saying I should eat my leafy vegetables, but you know, a lot of people think, oh, leafy green vegetables, I gotta have a salad, and I don't like to eat salad. So Fred, in your opinion, what would you say some good ways to eat and include more leafy greens in your diet besides just eating a salad of them?
Besides a salad, you have juicing, which is good. You have food processing, which you can put in a food processor and eat it that way is good, or and you can mix them with different things, different liquids. Put them on your bread, the food processor, make a sandwich out of it, and do a lot of different things with it. But the thing is to use the green leafy vegetables for the majority of your vegetable usage.
All right, Fred, so the last question I have for you today is what is your top tip as a retired pharmacist for 48 years to become healthier today?
The big thing is to eat your vegetables and make sure they're raw and organic. And the majority of the vegetables should be the green leafy vegetables. But eat your vegetables in whatever form you like, but eat your vegetables.
So I definitely agree with Fred. Reduce the stress and increase the leafy green vegetable consumption. Once again, my name is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. We'll see you next time. And remember, eat your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're the best.